3D era gave rise to old franchises being reborn in full 3D. Some skipped the 5th generation and released in the 6th. The Prince of Persia is one such franchise, and its 3D debut is The Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. The prince enters the 3D realm in an action and platforming game with time as its big hook. Can the prince leap and land right in 3D, or will he land on his ankle and fall? The prince's story begins when he and his father attack a sultan's palace. Their goal is the treasure vault that holds the Sands of Time. The prince ventures into the vault ahead of the soldiers and finds the hourglass, as well as the dagger of time. As the prince grabs the dagger, a boulder falls from the ceiling to crush him. Just as he thinks his life is over, time rewinds itself and gives him time to escape. The dagger has some serious power and he decides to keep it for himself. This angers the vizier, the old man that helped him into the palace, and he tricks the prince into opening the hourglass. As the sands of time pour from the hourglass, the people in the throne room change into something horrible. The prince flees, seeing as he is unaffected by the sand. He runs into another survivor named Farah, and they end up working together, aiming to defeat the vizier and seal the sands away again. It's a great tale that deals nicely with choice and personal growth. It uses the Arabian theme well, and it'll take you to some interesting places. The gameplay is quite different from other platforming games, with combat being a very important part of the game. You run and jump from platform to platform, but you also climb cracked ledges and poles to go vertically as well. Jumping is almost automatic. You just push the A button as you reach the edge of a platform, and most of the challenge comes from angling and timing. After a certain point in the game, the traps in the palace are turned on, and you have to deal with them as well. These traps consist of spikes and buzzsaws. The spikes come in the pole variety, and both can move along a track, making a lot of hallways a test in timing. Another thing to add to the platforming is the prince's ability to run up and along the walls. This allows you to make it to further platforms if a wall is connecting them, and it can let you reach higher ledges. The combat breaks up the platforming sections, and it's mostly good. You automatically target the nearest enemy when your weapon is drawn, and you can vault over with the A button. You can block and counter, though it isn't required of you. Just hacking enemies isn't always going to work, since most enemies require certain techniques to defeat. Some can easily be beaten by vaulting and attacking, and some can easily be defeated by attacking near a wall. No matter how an enemy is defeated, you need to strike it with the dagger of time to truly kill it. You can either stab them while they are down on the ground, or after the first attack of a vaulting strike. This can get annoying since they'll just get back up if you lead them for a while, and you can easily be interrupted during the animation. Once you learn you can easily kill the enemies by vaulting, the combat becomes an annoyance more than fun. If you happen to die when leaping or fighting, pressing and holding the R button will rewind time for a short period, saving the prince's life. This is something for the player to rely on, though you better watch your sand tanks. They empty with each sand power used and refill when each enemy defeated. As you go through the palace, you'll see white glowing sand clouds that, if you absorb them, give you more sand tanks when you collect a bunch of them. There are only a few boss battles in the game, and they are nothing special. The big appeal here is the platforming, even if the mechanics are really simple. The level design carries a torch here, and it's fun to climb and jump around. fits the setting and theme, but the audio mixing for the sound effects is terrible. During the cutscenes it's fine, but during gameplay the voice clips echo. The sound effects are also pretty poor. Brings down the audio portion of the game, even if the music is great. The visuals are pretty excellent, though the facial animation is pretty average. The environments look brilliant and the animation is fantastic. The character models look fine, but the crazy lack of variety in enemy designs make the environment the star. There are some visual glitches and the prince can get caught in the environment every now and then, but these situations can be prevented by rewinding time. Overall, it looks good. Overall, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is a fantastic first-time 3D entry into a long-running franchise. It brings itself to the forefront of the action genre with its slower, more thought-out combat, and the platforming style allows the level design to shine. The animation also looks brilliant, so you'll always enjoy seeing the prince do his stuff. If you're looking for a different type of adventure game, give The Sands of Time a whirl. The prince finds no treasure here, but an 8.5 out of 10 instead.